like, hopefully what I'm gonna do, there's 4 levels in the last world. So hopefully I'm just gonna play those 4 levels, and then we're gonna be done. But if one of them is a stealth level, I'm bailing. Like, straight up, I'm not doing that. And also, a lot of the late game levels seem like they're really long, so I have no clue how long this is gonna take. But we'll definitely get it done today, and we'll be able to start Metal Arms, so that's cool. Start my timer. Alrighty, so I really didn't look around here at all yesterday, so I have no clue where I'm going. Is this it? This is gonna be the boss, I think. Yeah. Oh, go find the grades in both of the outposts. I guess I might actually have to... You might literally be required to play the World 5 levels, in which case it's good that I got the exact correct amount of grades for that.
Too easy.
Yeah, we're at the end. I think this time next week we'll be starting the final game, probably. Hopefully, maybe not. But about that. After 3 years. A little over 3 years. I don't think I'll do, like, the pit. It's not gonna be like a speed run. I'm not going straight for the end. I'll probably go get Miss Mao's, stuff like that. But I don't think I'll do the pit. I've never actually done it before. Maybe I should do the pit. I've never actually really even given it a serious attempt. Maybe I should. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, what's the point of this? There's like maybe one trick that I want to try, because I always remember it looking really easy. There's a glitch you can do with Miss Mao's that lets you access, I think, the end of Chapter 6 early. I think might be the only time when it's actually useful. It's in the area with the, it lets you skip past a block that should require the Ultra Hammer in the sewers, where you get to, like, the blue pipes. You can do this thing with Miss Mao's that then, like, It's a bit tricky. You like fall into the water, but then the game places you on top of the blocks. You can get around it, so you can get to one or two of the blue pipes like a chapter early. I think it might let you like skip Riverside Station or something. Or no, I don't remember what they used to use that for, because it doesn't let you skip Riverside Station. You do still need the hammer to beat the game. I mean, unless you're a cheater, but... I don't know, it's a glitch that they used to use in speedruns, like years and years ago. The TTYD speedrun nowadays is so insanely broken and has so many ridiculous skips in it that... You know, this skip is long gone, but back in the day when I first started watching TTYD runs, they were, this trick with Miss Mouse to get to one of the blue pipes early was like literally the only trick in the entire run. That was it. There's this one minor glitch and the run was like 5.5 hours long. Nowadays, I think the game's like 2 hours long or something crazy. So many major skips have been found. But they're all like way too hard. Hold up, press X to talk. Hey, Ludicrous. I'm actually gonna play it. And maybe it'll pull a summon or two on us and the game just won't work. And then I'll end up adding 3 more Gamecube games. I hope that doesn't happen. I don't even know what 3 games I would add at this point. I think it would have to be Zoids vs. 3, Largo Winch, and like... I don't even know what the third one would be. Mr. Driller Drill World. Something like that. Oh god, I thought they were going to be done spawning. I had my hand off the controller. That's not gonna happen though. Also, to be honest with you, if it did happen, I literally own a copy of the game for Xbox. So I think at that point, I would probably just like literally go pop in the Xbox version. I just saved, so I don't care. How do I like can't reach the ring? What? There we go. What? Where? It like eats my... It keeps eating my hover. There we go. I think you just have to hold X and trust that even though the game does nothing for like 3 seconds after you start holding X, you just have to trust that it's gonna do something. And if you let go of it, then it eats your input. Yeah, I don't want to skip Metal Arms. I don't want to skip any game, but if there's one game that gets skipped, I don't feel bad that it was Summoner. That did seem like it was going to be a bit of a dreadful playthrough, and then thankfully we hit a 1 in 470 bug where the game was just unplayable. Works for me. I bet Summoner would still be better than Metabots, though. That's probably true, actually. World's lowest bar. I don't know, because I literally, like, I couldn't get it to load into that level, but I did have it loading into that level the night before. Like, I went live with it because I was like, yeah, I got the game to work. And then the next day with the exact same emulator setup, no change whatsoever, it just wasn't working anymore. And at that point, I was kind of just thinking like, alright, I've changed nothing and now it's not working. That means that, like, even if I think I have it working, it can just, like, inconsistently crash and break at any time. Where it's just like, what? Like, I can't even trust the game anymore on any level. Yeah, just play the PS2 version if you're looking to play the game. That's true of a lot of games, honestly. There are very few multiplats that you should play on a GameCube. Oh hey, here's the end. Like, Resident Evil 4, play that on a GameCube. Killer 7, play that on a GameCube. Everything else, don't play that on a GameCube.
Mission complete. Ooh, high score.
That's been one of, like, the major life lessons from GameCube thing as well. Just that, like, a lot of the multiplats, for as much as people like to talk about how the GameCube is, like, powerful or better than the PS2 or whatever people like to say about it, it really doesn't show in the multiplats. A lot of games have pretty major issues that they don't have on other platforms. Bit disappointing.
Too easy. You want some more? Have some more. Feel my steel. Eat it. Oh, you want some too? Coming through.
I don't know. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure you can even generalize as, like, X is more powerful than Y. Like, is the GameCube stronger than the PS2? Because in certain ways, the PS2 was extremely strong. And meanwhile, the GameCube had certain pretty major issues, it seems like. I don't know. It's kind of... You kind of just have to compare the best looking games and then just make, like, a value judgment where it's just like, you know, is there a PS2 game that looks better than Twilight Princess on a technical level?
Oh, you want some too?
I guess that's how you kill the orbs. You just walk up to them and hit them. Well, if the GameCube can run TP, then the GameCube can run TP. There's no such thing as an anomaly here. but also, yes, it is an anomaly. I feel like TP, in terms of just, like, technical graphics, is better than, like, any other GameCube game, probably. I don't know, what are our other contenders? Resident Evil 4, maybe? What am I doing? There's nothing up here. Oh, here we go.
That's gonna hurt.
God damn it. Stop. Have there really only been two different I think there's only been two different enemy types for those, like, floating in space fights for this entire playthrough. I think there's only two enemy types. It's the guy with the spinny sword thing and the bug guy who rolls at you and fires missiles, and that's it. Yeah, when it was popular. Please make another F-Zero, Nintendo. Nintendo will bring back literally anything before bringing back F-Zero. I don't know why.
In your face! Eat steel! Ninja revive!
Yet they literally brought back the Famicom Detective Club before they brought back F-Zero. They even just straight up called it Famicom Detective Club on the Nintendo Switch in the US release. What the hell is a Famicom? F-Zero 99 does not count. That's kind of just a because I said so rule, but because I said so, it doesn't count.
In your face! Want some more? Here, have some more! In your face!
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they're porting Returns to the Switch. They did port Tropical Freeze to the Switch. I don't know, like, sales-wise, if people bought it. But I don't know. They ought to make a third one at some point. It doesn't have dead franchise vibes to me. I don't know what I mean by that. But it seems like they're willing to release 2D Donkey Kong games. Yeah, I saw the, I saw a clip of that online. It was like Miyamoto at the park. And he was like banging on some bongos, and then Rambi showed up. And Miyamoto was all excited by like the robot Rambi popping out of a barrel or something. It's pretty cool.
Mission complete. Ooh, high score.
Dude, I have so many lives. Like, ooh, sword upgrade, nice.
The soul sword is forged from a mysterious metal and imprisons the souls of its victims within its blade.
Yeah, this is the Croc people. It's Argonaut. Don Bluth worked on the cutscenes. How did they get that to happen? What? They're not 2D animated cutscenes. They're 3D and they're not that great. What do you mean Don Bluth worked on the cutscenes? He's credited for it on the wiki. Hang on, further Googling is required. Ninja. Director's Don Bluth cutscenes. What the hell? There's like no further info. Oh, okay, Bluth and Goldman working on Ninja. Here's a GameSpot article from 2003. It is a privilege for Namco to work with such prestigious animators as Don Bluth and Gary Goldman, said some guy from Namco. Let's see. Gary and I truly enjoy the video games industry and would like to help bring the cinematic quality of games to an exciting new level, said Don Bluth, co-founder of Don Bluth Films. Ninja provides us a palette of dynamic characters and enchanting environments that will be a pleasure to work with. What?
Is that all?
Yeah, does it? Like, it also says, the team is planning to combine high-end CGI with meticulous hand-painted environments for the in-game movies. I'm not sure that I know what they're talking about with the meticulous hand-painted environments. Maybe I wasn't paying close enough attention during the cutscenes, but I don't think so. I think Don Bluth is bullshitting us in this article from 2003. I mean, you have to figure at the same time he was working on Dragon's Lair 3D at the same time. So clearly he was down. He was just down to make video games. Don Bluth is not above being a gamer. I have no idea what we're doing here. Okay. Oh, I now understand what we're doing here. We destroy one of the plugs and then gotta escape back up to the top. What? Really? I don't think anyone can talk out of their ass harder than Peter Molyneux. That guy... Peter Molyneux is kind of a legend.
Alert. All personnel should evacuate immediately. Alert. All personnel should
I
evacuate
missed.
immediately.
This is hard. This guy I know who's almost finished every GameCube game. Well, you'll have to let me know who that is, because I've almost finished all of the non-sports trash, non-karaoke, non-duplicate, non-Summoner 2 GameCube games. And when you put it that way... it's a whole lot less impressive. I'm just... Where was my double jump? It got, like, completely eaten there. I don't know what happened. Thanks, ID. Well, I guess this is what my 40 lives are for. 40 lives for 40 wives. I don't know what I mean by that.
All personnel should evacuate immediately. Alert. All personnel should evacuate immediately.
Okay, it keeps eating my double jump this level. What's happening? Can we stop with that?
Alert. All personnel should evacuate immediately.
Wait, is it rising? I didn't even kill that.
Alert. All personnel should evacuate immediately.
The goo is rising. I didn't even kill it. This is gonna take a lot of cycles.
Personnel should evacuate immediately.
I think it might just be a timed thing and not even related to, What? No, I'm just dead now. Why did he do that? He did the ledge grab on the floor. Why did he do that? Okay, I'm not dead. Yeah, Summoner. Not even on emulator could I get Summoner to work.
Want some more? Have some more. Feel my steel.
Alert. All
Apparently you'll have some success. The game will still crash constantly, but if you USB load it on a Wii, that's what Turtle Wax did, and he was able to play through the game, albeit with a lot of crashing. And obviously, if you have a real disc, that ought to work too, I think, but still with crashing.
Alert. All personnel should evacuate immediately. Alert. All personnel should evacuate immediately.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna have to,
Eat that, sucker.
could probably, like, play a little safer.
Should evacuate immediately.
I'm gonna have to play a sports trash game this coming month.
Alert.
All of my friends keep hosting gaming events. Oh my god, it ate my double jump. I nearly died. Anyway, the month of November is always the month of SG4E's big gaming event where I have to play a bunch of games for him. And then December is when Yimo does his event. And Yimo's event is a bingo thing, which is gonna require playing sports trash. So I think I might be booting up MVP Baseball 2005.
All personnel should evacuate immediately.
I don't know that I would stream that.
should evacuate immediately.
Probably play this safer.
Alert. All personnel should evacuate.
I kind of want to do this in as few cycles as possible, though. Just because, like, the more cycles this takes, the more likely it is that I screw up this bit of platforming, you know? That's what I'm really afraid of. Oh, I was on the wrong side of the thingy. Oh god, there's so many enemies. We're gonna have to take an extra cycle here. Oh, maybe not. Is it still rising? I think it's still rising. I don't think it's still rising. I don't know where I'm going now. I couldn't tell where that was. Okay, yeah, get me out of here. Tricky level. Kind of interesting, though. Interesting idea. It's like, here's this one bit of platforming that's not that hard, but you have to do it like a dozen times. It looks like I don't... I think I have the like, end game sword now as well. The only street sports game I ever played was when I bought my PS2. It came with like 10 games, and one of them was NBA Street Volume 2. I don't have it anymore.
Yeah, whatever.
I don't have the game anymore, but I did feel obligated to play like one round of it, just because I literally own the game, so might as well. But I never, like, played them. Is this just an arena? I think this is just an arena. We're just doing combat. Yeah, Street Volume 3 is the one that has the Mario characters in it on Gamecube.
Feel my steel.
This is just like a new enemy type at the end of the game. After fighting the same one enemy for the entire playthrough, now we have these people. Orb. Orb detected.
Eat that, sucker.
Wow, a rare 7th gen 60 FPS game.
Eat my sword.
Oh wait, was this all optional? Was that ring always there? I would have picked this. I think I don't know. I didn't have an answer. but I think I would have picked this, just because I think it's funnier if Metal Arms is the true final game. There's an argument to make for both, though, because I was also saying I would have liked it if we had played like long, short, where it's like, you know, how does it work? If we had done with the last couple games, Future Tactics into Nicktoons, into Metal Arms, into this, into TTYD. Like, then you get that long, short, and we did that. Yeah, this game isn't really short. This game is... I knew it wasn't, like, a super short game, but it's a little longer than I thought it was going to be, too. But you know what I mean. Compared to Metal Arms, compared to Metal Arms and Future Tactics, this is short. Though, actually, Future Tactics was shorter than I thought it was going to be as well. I thought Future Tactics was going to take like 15 hours, and it ended up taking 9, I think. 9 something. So, I don't know. But anyway, my point is there are arguments to make either way. Dude, Pixel, the ending was so funny. The ending of Future Tactics was actually kind of amazing. First of all, in the final mission, I finally got Lowe's max upgrade. So the point of the mission was you just had to get all living characters into the red circle at the end of the map. That's all you have to do. And the challenge is that there's all kinds of stuff you have to blow up that's in your way, and there's some really annoying enemies. So that's the challenge, but I guess I just sort of timed the upgrades perfectly so that when I grabbed the upgrade in the final level, it gave me Lowe's final upgrade, which allows you to swap places with anyone you shoot. So basically, the strat was, turn 1, have Lowe shoot an enemy standing right next to the end of the level, skip the entire level, and then have him stand next to the red circle, because he can't make it all the way. Then have all of your other party members that can't teleport just kill themselves. Everyone stands in a corner, and then we blow them all up so they fly off a cliff and die. Turn 2, Lowe runs into the red circle, game over, you win. Literally completely skip the entire final stage of the game. It was insane. It was so funny that it actually worked, and that they just, like, let you do that. Then after that, the plot of the game goes to weird places. I don't fully understand it, but it seemed that by placing the immortality egg inside some kind of portal,
Got anything tougher?
it somehow like did like a time warp reset of the planet. I think what happened is it sent the planet back in time to before the aliens invaded, is what probably happened. And then at the end of the game, it's revealed that Lowe and what's-her-face's kid is probably Lowe's father. Like, they heavily imply that Lowe's kid is Lowe's father, which is then just like, what? I don't understand what they mean by that, and then it ends. It is a very weird decision. You don't take damage when he pushes you away like that, so you can just keep smacking. Yeah, I think we went back, well, it's not really brought up. Actually, it turns out that the manual has... So the alien invasion is not really explained in-game, but it is explained in manual. So I went and read the manual after stream one day to see, like, how they found, like, where the aliens come from. But it's not mentioned in game, and there's no mention of like, what are we gonna do different this time? You know? Like, that's not really known. Yes, this is the final boss. The gist of it is that archaeologists dug up the immortality egg, and then from the egg, the aliens came from another dimension and invaded the Earth. So I think it's implied, based on Lo's kid being Lo's father, I think it's implied that, like, the Earth itself has reverted to the state it was in before the discovery was made, but all of the humans are the same humans. But then, I don't know what that... I think that means that, like, the discovery... Like, the Earth is as if the discovery was never made. But, you know, the humans who made, like, the discovery did happen in the past, technically. You know, like, we're not truly back in time. Like, somewhere on Earth, there's not a team of archaeologists about to make a horrible discovery. That's already happened. Also, that too, the end of the game ends with a little bit of a cliffhanger, where it's implied, and it's basically just outright stated, that Pepper is probably not dead in this change to Earth. They say, we checked Pepper's grave and it was empty, which, okay, I also tried checking Pepper's grave and they didn't let me. But also, why did they dig up Pepper's body like that? Like, hang on, gotta check if she's still in there. Just seems a little weird. Wardwarf and the General are not mentioned in the ending. They have probably stayed dead. Fine by me. Well, not Wardwarf, but the General. If the General stays dead, I'm okay with that. Yeah, the strat is to just run straight at him.
Ninja revive!
No, the General... Or no, his name was the Captain, I think. Or was he the General? I don't remember. That guy was useless. Was he the General? Okay. I think I was thinking he's the Captain because he's dressed like Captain Crunch. Oh, no, 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 no. What is this? This is a new attack. Dude, how do I keep missing his weak spot? How do I keep missing his weak spot? He's gonna kill me. Yo, PMC Trilogy, thanks for the raid. I am currently choking the final boss. There we go. I don't know if that's going to be it or if there's going to be a phase 3. I feel like this could be it. Hell yeah. Alright, there you go.
High score.
There's my 1 kill. That's my progress towards 100%. I think I'm going to pass on that. I don't think I will. No thank you. Anyway, cutscene directed by Don Bluth. Pay attention for the artisanal, hand-painted backgrounds, apparently.
Ninja! It is done, my master. I have proven myself. Where is the Stone of Life?
Must you always focus on what you do not have? Remember, a glass that is half empty is also half fall.
It sure would be nice to have that glass you keep talking about half full with the stone of life.
You still have much to learn, my young student.
There it is. My key to immortality. No one deserves this more than me.
And you showed such potential. Actions speak louder.
As you once told me, Master, actions speak louder than words.
Ah, thank you. It is a great thing that you...
Cut the chit-chat, Gramps.
With time, you will learn to...
More lessons? You know, journeys like this usually lead to mastery.
Ah, patience is a virtue.
Great, more pearls of wisdom. At least if I had taken the stone,
Yes.
I would have had eternal
Or
peace and quiet.
maybe.
From your philosophical ramblings.
No, I would have haunted you.
Oh, sequel hook. And there's the credits, GG. We're gonna have to wait for iNinja 2 to see if to see how that resolves. J Ninja. So wait a minute. Wait, hold up. They didn't credit Don Bluth. Is he... That GameSpot article said that he was gonna direct the cutscenes, and he wasn't listed there at all. Are they gonna list him later for some reason? What if he like bailed halfway through production and so none of his work was used, so he's not in the credits? Not even in the special thanks. A sequel to the 2003 game was planned, which had input from Bluth. Work started on the sequel soon after the first game, but Argonaut exploded. There is concept art. Citation needed. Yeah. My personal favorite, my favorite Wikipedia thing is in brackets when it says "who?" question mark. I like that because it's usually in the context of a sentence where it'll be like, you know, some people have drawn comparisons to Zone of the Enders. Who? Or it's just like, who is some people? You can't just say that. I always love when that language gets called out with the who tag. Oh shit, Cinematics, Don Bluth Films Inc. There he is. Director and storyboard Don Bluth. Continuity? Continuity? What? Gotta make sure there's no continuity errors in the iNinja cutscenes. Rhonda Graphics. Producer, Rhonda. The Rhonda from Rhonda Graphics. And yeah, there's our voice actors. Some famous names in there. Well, I do think that the landmass would look less bad on a CRT, probably. Like, yeah, you can see all the artifacting around the edges, but you wouldn't be able to see that artifacting on a CRT. It's really only because I'm playing with like supernatural HDMI crystal clear quality that we can see some of the ugly stuff like that. You even remember this project at all? Maybe not. If you ask Mark Hamill at a convention what he remembers about Yakuza 1 and being Majima, he just says, I don't know what that is. He claims to not have any memory of doing that. I don't get how you don't remember a job, but I guess when you have so many jobs, you know, coming into the studio for one day 20 years ago to basically not even do an original character, you're just doing the Joker, but for Sega this time, then like, I guess I could see maybe not remembering much about it, but like, come on, man, it's an iconic role. It's retroactively an iconic role. It was not at the time, but now it is. Anyway, let's see. What are we doing? All right. We here, game 472, I Ninja. Beaten in 7 hours and 38 minutes, which for a 3D platformer is quite long, I think. It is definitely on the longer side for 3D platformers. No sewer level on this. I don't think so. This game, there was a lot of like cyber hallways and stuff like that. That was kind of the overall theme of the game. I would say very like future industrial. And so there were a lot of indoor areas that almost looked like sewers, like the cryo chamber. You know, that level with the rising and falling electric water that we just did. That's like almost there, but it just isn't a sewer. And also they literally call it the cryo chamber, so that's a hard confirm that it's not a sewer. I'm gonna not check that off because I don't think there was a sewer. So how was that? That was solid in a lot of ways. Like, the mechanics are solid, the tech is solid, it's not like a janky game in any way. I think my main despite all that, I didn't love it. I didn't not like it, I just don't love it. I think the main issue is with the level design. The level design and the objectives, making you replay them a bunch. Like, some of the levels are totally fine. A lot of the levels are totally fine, but some of those levels are also like way too goddamn long. Specifically, Crystal Cave is just like, why is this level like half an hour long? What have they done? And then for them to be like, actually, to beat the game, you have to replay our linear levels multiple times over. And sometimes, like, I'm even kind of okay with that. If it was like a... Here's the thing. If Objective 1 was always complete the mission, Objective 2 was score attack, and Objective 3 was like kill all of the enemies or get the red coins or something, I would be fine with that. Because I think that's the score attack was fine. I have no problem doing that. I think that's fun, actually. But, like, having to get all of the red coins or kill all of the enemies when, like, if you miss one, you get to the end of the level, find out that you're one short, there was just some dude hiding in a corner somewhere, or some red coin that was, like, in an object in a weird place you didn't see, and it's just like... Well, your entire level has now, it's just all been for nothing. Like, you don't even get to keep your kills towards the next sword upgrade. You don't get to keep the coins. You lose everything, especially on those coin missions where you're playing really thoroughly. You know, you might spend over half an hour on a level, get to the end, find out that you missed a coin somewhere, and then it's just like, well, fuck you then, that half hour was for nothing. And that just, like, sucks a lot. I really think they needed to do the Sonic Adventure 2 thing, where at the end of the level, it should just warp you back to the start if you don't have everything, right? Like, it should just warp you back to the start if you're a red coin short, and then you have to play through the whole level again just looking for that 10th red coin. That's perfect. That would have completely solved this issue, and then I would have been a bit more positive on the game. But overall, it was fine. There is a lot of combat in the game where the combat is very simple. It's very well animated. It's very well animated, so it doesn't feel so, like, clunky or miserable to be fighting a million enemies. But it was kind of just the same enemy that you fight in the same way over and over, like a dozen at a time. 52 a level for every level in the game. It's a bit like, But it's a 3, you know, it's a solid 3. It's like a mid 3. It's not a high 3, but it's not a low 3. It's a mid 3. Yeah, I don't know, that's iNinja, I guess. It's a mid 3. So here's the deal. No more polls. There are 2 games remaining in Gamecube thing, and one of them has to be last, which means the next game has already been decided. Its fate was decided when it lost the last poll. Game number 473, the penultimate Gamecube game, is Metal Arms Glitch in the System. I'm not trying to run a poll with one choice. I'm not gonna do that. Just to see how many votes it racks up. It's Metal Arms Glitch in the System. The box art changed.